Chapter 45. Are you surrendering to me? Yi Tian looked at the golden silk dragon leopard with interest and asked. However, he did not relax his vigilance, for fear that the golden dragon leopard would pretend to surrender and then launch a sneak attack. But this was unlikely, because the golden dragon leopard was too seriously injured to succeed in a sneak attack. The golden dragon leopard nodded, obviously understanding Yi Tian's words. Yi Tian had long known that some special fierce beasts were very intelligent and could understand human words, but there were relatively few fierce beasts of this kind. He didn't expect to meet one today. I'm not very worried about you. What if you get better from your injuries and suddenly regret it? Yi Tian said coldly. Abruptly, a faint light appeared on the forehead of the golden dragon leopard, and this ray of light instantly pierced the void and entered Yi Tian's mind. In a flash, Yi Tian's first reaction was that he was sneak attacked, but at this time, a childish voice sounded. Master! This voice was like the voice of a 3-year-old child, but Yi Tian knew whose voice it was. Golden dragon leopard, were you calling me just now? Yi Tian was surprised. Yes, master. The golden dragon leopard nodded. Soon, Yi Tian finally knew what that ray of light was. It turned out to be the light of the soul. Once a beast took the initiative to surrender, it would sacrifice its soul light and take the initiative to recognize a master. Once the light of the soul is controlled by humans, if humans die, so will the beasts. On the contrary, if the beast died, the human race would have no effect. In order to survive, the golden dragon leopard felt that it recognized Yi Tian as its master. It didn't feel ashamed. It didn't have the face of human beings anyway. It was best to live. Suddenly getting a beast pet, Yi Tian was a little confused, but it was a good thing for him at the moment. The golden dragon leopard has a top-level bloodline, and it also has a top-level speed talent, a medium endurance talent, and a primary healing talent. Its qualifications are definitely very high among fierce beasts. Moreover, the golden dragon leopard is also the leader of a fierce beast race, and if he has such a fierce beast group in the little Chiba forest, he can save a lot of trouble. Golden leopard, do you have a name? Yi Tian asked. Master, I don't have a name. The golden dragon leopard shook its head. From now on, I'll call you Xiaojin. Yi Tian thought for a while and said. After getting the name, Xiaojin seemed very happy, and seemed to have forgotten the injuries on his body. Yi Tian looked at Xiaojin, who was injured, and hurriedly swallowed some healing liquid for it. Under the dual effect of healing potions and primary healing talents, Xiaojin's injuries quickly recovered. An hour later, Kim was fully recovered. Returning to the clan, Xiaojin ordered the black wolf and leopard of the clan not to attack Yi Tian. At this point, Yi Tian really had a group of fierce beasts. By the way, Kim, do you know where the treasure is? Yi Tian asked with some expectation. The little Chiba forest is so huge, it contains countless resources, and some treasures are of great use to warriors. For example, medicinal herbs, treasures to improve talents, and so on. Usually going into the wild to hunt, Yi Tian would occasionally collect some medicinal herbs and sell them on the black market. But if a person looks for it slowly, the efficiency is too low, so Yi Tian didn't encounter too many good things. But Xiaojin lives in the little Chiba forest, and has a group, so he must know a lot. Master, Xiaojin does know a baby. Xiaojin is different from ordinary clansmen, and it's also the reason why he ate that baby. Xiaojin said truthfully. Yi Tian was excited. From Xiaojin's words, he guessed that the treasure must be able to improve his talent. How valuable such a treasure is. Kim, take me there. Yi Tian ordered. Xiaojin did not hesitate at all, and immediately took Yi Tian away. This is the benefit of recognizing the Lord. If you don't recognize the Lord, a fierce beast like Xiaojin will definitely not be so loyal. Maybe it will be yin and yang. But after acknowledging the master, the beast will become loyal and think of the master everywhere. Xiaojin didn't let the tribe follow. According to Xiaojin, that place was only known to it, and its people didn't know. Because it didn't want to create a golden dragon leopard like itself, so that no one would compete with it for the position of leader. After a while, Yi Tian followed Xiaojin to a cave in the ground. After a series of winding passages, a man and a beast finally arrived at their destination. Presented in front of Yi Tian was a small golden tree with a fruit on it. The fruit was golden all over, but there were a few spots of cyan color. Master, there were originally 2 fruits on the tree, and I ate one of them, and this one is the only one left. This fruit is not ripe yet, and it cannot be eaten yet. Xiao Jin reminded. Yi Tian nodded lightly, but his gaze never left the fruit. There was a voice in his heart that he must eat the fruit. Could it be that this fruit will enhance my talent? Yi Tian thought, but he felt that his talent could be continuously copied by constantly copying it, and there should be no need to improve it through treasures. That would be a bit of a waste. But as soon as he sensed the craving in his heart, he knew he would regret it if he didn't eat it, so he hesitated. Eat, Yi Tian finally decided. Even if it is wasted, he will not regret it, and when his strength becomes stronger and stronger, he is afraid that he will not be able to get better treasures. Xiao Jin, how long do you estimate that this fruit will be able to ripen? Yi Tian asked Xiao Jin, the old driver. Master, it will be about 20 days and nights. Xiao Jin gestured back and forth with his paws and figured it out. 20 days. I'll just wait here, it's just enough time to seriously cultivate for a while. Yi Tian muttered. In the next 20 days, Yi Tian worked hard to cultivate, and with a large amount of fierce beast blood, he didn't have to worry about the progress of his cultivation at all. In addition, Xiao Jin also continued to hunt fierce beasts under Yi Tian's arrangement and provided him with fierce beast blood. In this way, Yi Tian's cultivation progress was very fast. 45,000 pounds of strength. Yi Tian sensed it and said excitedly. Such a rapid improvement in cultivation was mainly related to the countless fierce beast blood he consumed. He had no idea how much fierce beast blood he had consumed. Even a big family could not afford such consumption. He glanced at the fruit on the little golden tree, and the last bit of cyan was about to turn golden. It's about to ripen. At this time, the desire in Yi Tian's heart became stronger and stronger. Boom! Countless vitality poured into the golden fruit of the golden tree, helping it complete the final step of its transformation. Under the gaze of Yi Tian and Xiao Jin, this golden fruit finally ripened. Chapter 46. Yi Tian stepped forward and picked the golden fruit. The golden fruit wasn't big, it was a matter of one bite. Yi Tian hesitated for a moment, and then decisively swallowed the golden fruit in one gulp. The golden fruit turned into a torrent and flowed into his body, and then a huge amount of energy burst out and poured into Yi Tian's mind, instantly knocking Yi Tian unconscious. What Yi Tian didn't know was that when he was unconscious, points of light appeared in the depths of his mind. These dots of light came in a variety of colors, but in the center was a golden dot of light, which represented the supreme, the noble, and the special. This gold color had nothing to do with the golden fruit, but it was just the same color. If Yi Tian could see this scene, he would be able to guess that these points of light were the marks of his talent, and the golden points of light represented the talent of copying, which was also his most important talent. The torrent of energy that the golden fruit turned into poured into the depths of his mind, and the golden light suddenly absorbed this energy. He saw that the golden light point became larger and brighter at a speed visible to the naked eye, and the fluctuations became stronger and stronger. It was evolving, or metamorphosing. I'm unconscious. Yi Tian was a little surprised, but also a little afraid. Fortunately, it was safe here. If he had absorbed the golden fruit in an unsafe place in the outside world, he might have encountered danger in a coma. Standing up, he saw Xiao Jin lying on his side and waiting. Xiao Jin, were you in a coma when you ate the fruit before? Yi Tian asked. Unconscious, Jin replied truthfully. Then you didn't remind me? Yi Tian rolled his eyes and blamed him. Master, you didn't ask. Xiao Jin felt a little aggrieved. Yi Tian smiled. This really can't be blamed on Xiao Jin. After all, although Xiao Jin is very wise, he's not a real human after all. Check out the talents. Yi Tian's heart moved, and his talent situation appeared in front of him. Human, Yi Tian. Cultivation talent, high. Speed talent, top. Knife talent, medium. Shadow talent, elementary. Healing talent, top. Strength talents, high. Hey, hasn't my talent changed? Yi Tian was a little surprised and a little disappointed. He also thought that his talent could be transformed. After all, the golden fruit was very extraordinary at a glance, and even Xiao Jin was able to raise his talent to the top bloodline talent level at once. It stands to reason that his cultivation talent has reached a high level, and it should be easy to upgrade to a top-level cultivation talent. Is it to improve other talents? Yi Tian was puzzled, but he took a closer look, and the other talents were still the same as before, and there was no change at all. Subsequently, Yi Tian carefully examined his body, and something different finally happened. First of all, his spirit has become much better, and there is actually a mental power. His spiritual power was able to observe a radius of 10 meters. Although it was not as good as the spiritual power of a great martial artist covering a range of 20 meters, it also broke the limit. He had never heard of someone who could possess spiritual power at the elite martial artist level, which was enough to be proud of. But when he inquired about Xiao Jin and learned that Xiao Jin's current spiritual power could cover 30 meters, he was immediately hit to the ground. Of course, Yi Tian also knew that this was because Xiao Jin's cultivation was at a high level, and when he also became the peak realm of an elite martial artist, his spiritual power would naturally grow. In addition to this, Yi Tian also found a little change in himself. He found that his copy talent had a wider range to view, and he was able to view the talent within a radius of 50 meters, which meant that it was easier for him to check the talent of other people or beasts. But, hey, I'm a little depressed. Xiao Jin ate the golden fruit and suddenly became awesome, and I ate the golden fruit only to produce spiritual power and make the distance of the copy talent a little farther away, and it can't be compared to Xiao Jin's harvest at all. Yi Tian said in extreme disappointment. However, it is a little bit of a change in the end. Anyway, it was a treasure that was obtained for nothing, and it wouldn't be a loss. There are 10 days left before you can copy the talent again. I'll stay for 10 days before going back, Yi Tian decided. In the past 10 days, Yi Tian personally went out with Xiao Jin to hunt fierce beasts, and the target was no longer an intermediate fierce beast, but a high-level fierce beast. According to Xiao Jin, the fierce beast territory of the Little Chiba Forest has a strong sense of territory, and each area has an overlord, so it's not difficult to find high-level fierce beasts. With the cooperation of Yi Tian and Xiao Jin, the high-level fierce beast was not an opponent at all, and was easily killed by them. According to the discussion, Yi Tian only needed the blood of a high-level fierce beast, while Xiao Jin wanted the corpse of a high-level fierce beast. Soon, 10 days passed. 1,600 high-grade beast blood, enough for me to cultivate for a long time. Yi Tian looked at the small blood pool in front of him with great satisfaction and said excitedly. But soon, he was distressed. There was too much blood of the fierce beast, and he couldn't take it away, and the kettle on his body couldn't carry too much blood of the fierce beast at all, so he could only take a small part of it when the time came. Hey, it would be much more convenient if there were storage bags. Yi Tian sighed. Another day passed, and Yi Tian's copying talent could finally be copied again. He was ready to copy Xiao Jin's endurance talent, not because he didn't want to copy other talents, but mainly because he didn't encounter a good talent. The chance of talent on a beast is higher than that of humans, but it's also difficult to encounter a beast with special talents, and even if it does, most of them are inferior or elementary talents, and he doesn't look down on them at all. Comparatively, it was still Kim's medium endurance talent that was slightly more useful. Just as Yi Tian walked towards Xiao Jin, he froze. His retina had a copy of Kim's talent on the back, except for the top speed talent. This situation, he is naturally familiar with, which means that it can be replicated. The key problem is, he hasn't touched Xiao Jin yet. Is it? Yi Tian suddenly breathed rapidly. He finally understood why he had eaten the golden fruit, and his talent had not undergone a metamorphosis. Not that it hadn't undergone a metamorphosis, but that he hadn't discovered it. His talent for replication has metamorphosed, or evolved. Yes, copying talent is actually a talent. Yi Tianming came to his senses. Judging from the current situation, the copying talent has gotten rid of the restriction that it can only be copied by contact, and it can be copied in the air. This is much more convenient than the original. For example, when copying human talents, sometimes you encounter a more awesome talent, but you can't copy it because you can't touch each other. What a pity. Now, it's all out of the way. Since you can copy it in the air, then you don't rush to copy Xiao Jin's endurance talent. After all, the endurance talent isn't very useful. If you can encounter a high-level cultivation talent at the Linhai base, I can copy it. Maybe I can transform the cultivation talent to the top cultivation talent level. For example, Lin Wanli of the Lin family is a high-level cultivation talent. I don't need to touch him at all. As long as the distance is a little closer, I can copy it. So, Yi Tian was ready to give up copying Xiao Jin,